AM 1220 KHTS. Carl Goldman with you here at 1031 Hometown Station. Beautiful day out in Santa Clarita. Hope all of you had a wonderful Halloween. Lots of fun. So many activities going around. That's what I love about this valley. So many fun things to do for the kids, family, and so many great programs. You know, one of the prides of Santa Clarita is our stellar educational system, from the elementary schools up through the Heart School program. We have some fabulous private schools on both the elementary, junior high, and high school level. COC is probably the top community college in the country with so many choices. And then we have what we're going to be talking about today, another one of those stellar anchors here in Santa Clarita, happens to be Charter College, a little different program than College of the Canyons. It's more of a tech program, trade school. I guess you really refer to yourselves as a trade school. And we're talking right now, we just changed seats over here, and we're going to spend some time right now talking with Melinda Allam, who's the program head for the pharmacy tech program and an instructor over there. And more importantly, and I'm sorry to belittle you a little bit here, Melinda, but more importantly, what I always love is to see the excitement, and you can see it in your eyes, Jonathan. Jonathan Lirio, who's a student in the pharmacy tech program. And Jonathan, let's start with you, because I talked to you a little bit before the program, and I could just hear that excitement about Charter College. But tell us your story. As I understand, you graduated Hart, right?
Yeah. I graduated in 2006. And
in Hart. Let's go back further. So, did you grow up here in Santa Clarita?
I actually moved to California in 202005 from Rhode Island. Yeah.
Okay, good. So, you took that East Coast swing, and
I don't know.
But you're now rooting for the Dodgers and not the Red Sox, right?
Both, but more towards Red Sox.
So you're making, I was going to make you lie here on the radio. So you moved and went to Hart. So you finished up your senior year at Hart, and then what did you do during that between that time and when you started at Charter?
Once I graduated, I went to COC for 2 years. Took a year off to just figure something out. Then I went back to be an English major because I wanted to be a teacher, and then it isn't really working out because I kind of came to realization there's a lot of budget cuts in teaching, and I have to go to school for a while. And then my mom told me she heard about Charter College, saw a flyer. She said, just check it out, get some information, talk to somebody. And I did that in January of this year. I talked to an admissions rep for almost 2 hours just to getting to know him and all that stuff. And then I just made the decision to just be a student. I need to make an adult decision and start doing something with my life. So
when you walked in to Charter after you were at COC in a totally different discipline, when you first went in for that interview at Charter, did you know which one of the programs you wanted to enter in?
Yeah. Mom showed up, said probably a pharmacy technician because I kind of have a weak stomach, so I don't really want to deal with kind of blood and all that kind of stuff. But she said, check out the pharmacy tech program, and the admissions rep was very knowledgeable and told me a lot about it. And it's more hands-on training, which I liked a lot, which was awesome.
So you entered the program how long ago?
I entered it in January, and I'll be finished in about 3.5 weeks. Then I go to my externship, which I was able to get at Kaiser in Valencia. So I was able to get one of those.
Nice. So you're here in town. So you're going over to Kaiser. And how long will that program
It's about
take place?
6 weeks. I have to do 240 hours. I'm trying to do full-time hours, so 40 hours a week. Also working, be able to handle that well.
What's the step after that? What happens?
Take some certification courses that we have here. Is the IV certification course, and then also have compounding certification. And also take the PTCB, the pharmacy national exam, so I can work anywhere in the country. And once I pass that, I'm gonna look in the Bay Area and look for a job up there in a hospital. That's what I want to do.
So you're gonna keep your Dodger allegiance, right, when you move up to the Bay Area?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. I want to get that straight.
Yeah, but Red Sox comes first for me.
So this kind of has opened a whole world for you, and it sounds like you're probably very similar to a lot of students, and I see that with my son. There's 5 or 6 different things he wants to do right now. He's in 11th grade, trying to figure it all out, and he may make that jump to COC to kind of figure those things out and get that foundation, that educational foundation to start with, and then all of a sudden the light bulb will go off, and there'll be a path that will be open to him or to anyone else listening. It sounds like that's what happened for you.
Yeah, I changed my major about like maybe 4 times I was at COC. First, I did want to do business management because I wanted to own a restaurant. Then I'm like, nah. And then I did want to do, I guess, accounting because my mom wanted me to do that, but I'm not really like that. And then it was actually nursing. And then they learned that I had to take a million science classes, which is going to take longer, and especially at COC. They have even a longer wait list. And then after that, it was English. I wanted to be a teacher. And then came the realization, like I said earlier, and then I just went into here, and
I know you're not saying this either. Don't get me wrong. COC has some great career paths and great launching for so many of our students out here. But charter's it's a different niche. It's a different area and a different path that you can take. And I'm sure, Melinda, that's what you see with your students, right?
Right.
Maybe you can get a little closer to the mic. But why don't you share a little bit give us a little bit about your background, Melinda? How'd you come to charter?
I came to charter 4 years ago. And I started at our Lancaster campus, and then I transferred down to Canyon Country. I substituted, at Canyon Country, and I fell in love with Canyon Country and also our campus. So I make the commute, I've been working at this campus for 3 years, and since then I was promoted to program head. So
the program, as we just learned from Jonathan, the program takes about 9-10 months, and then with the working afterwards and the whole path, it's probably a little over a year, 13 months before a student who first enters can then expect to actually get into the full-time workforce. Is that fair?
Right. Once they've come to they finish the classroom portion, they are required to do an externship of 240 hours. Once they've completed that, then they graduate, and then we encourage them. While they're waiting for their pharmacy tech license, we encourage them to take their PTCB exam, which is our national pharmacy tech exam, and then at the same sense, we're helping them with job placement.
Approximately how many students of the 446 who are going to charter, how many are in the pharmacy program?
Right now, currently, we have, I believe we have 40 students currently in the classroom setting right now, and we have about 10 students out in externship right now.
And you've graduated hundreds and hundreds over the 20 years that you've been here. What kind of jobs are most of those graduates getting?
Most of our graduates are pharmacy tech graduates. Will get jobs in a retail pharmacy setting. And then we do have some students that get jobs I've seen in compounding pharmacies. Also in insurance companies will hire pharmacy techs.
Or pharmacies inside a hospital, as the case Jonathan's going and working at Kaiser.
Right.
So there you have one that's embedded.
Right, in the outpatient setting. Yeah.
In an outpatient setting as well. AM 1220 KHTS 1040 here this Tuesday, the day after Halloween. Carl Goldman in the studio. Talking about charter college. If you have a student right now in high school or possibly at COC, as was the case with Jonathan, or just kind of dangling out there trying to figure out what to do. There's a couple of you I know of who are just hanging out at home right now. And if you're listening, it might be a good time to take that first step and at least check out, start out, take a look online at chartercollege.edu, chartercollege.edu. Check it out. If it looks interesting, give them a call. Head on down, make an appointment. That first appointment's usually, about an hour or so just to figure out what they want to do. What happened the first time you went down there, Jonathan?
Well, usually they're about an hour.
It sounds like your mom kicked you, didn't kick you, but kind of nudged you in the direction of charter. So she dialed the phone for you, right?
No, she told me to call. I called, and then I went down there, talked to the guys. And it was supposed to take an hour, but we took almost maybe 2.5. But, it's just cool just talking to just somebody kind of, I don't want to say gets me, but like I can relate to a lot because we had a lot in common that I talked to.
And then you went home, kind of thought about it.
Actually, right after I said, you know what, I'm going to go here.
It just clicked. You just went for it.
Yeah, it just felt like something I needed to do, and I wanted to do it, and I did it.
And how quickly were you then enrolled in the program?
I was enrolled about the same day, doing all the paperwork, and then I was in class 2 weeks later, starting.
So from the day you went in for your interview After your mom, no, your mom didn't dial the phone. I'm just giving you a hard time because you're still on that Red Sox kick. So just moving, trying to, before this hour's finished, we're going to slide you over to the Dodgers.
Okay.
When you're,
Turn me.
Yeah, twist your arm a little bit. But so from the day you went in for that first interview, it was just a matter of a few weeks before you were actually in the program.
When it was about halfway through their current 5-week module. So I was able to make adjustments through work, tell them I'm going to school, which was awesome because my bosses both were probably happy that I made a decision with education, so they were able to fix my schedule around it. And
very cool. And that was back in January when you started the program.
Yep.
We're now November 1st, so we're basically have had 10 months down the road for you, a little less than 10 months probably. And then you're going to graduate when?
My graduation is not till February 24th of next year. So.
Next year for February 24th. How many classes in that the 13 months that you will have gone through the program, how many classes will you have actually taken?
It's about 8 altogether. Well, 8 and then the standard Med 100 prerequisite, just intro to medicine and that kind of stuff. And then there's 8 pharmacy modules, we call it, and you go through all those.
And has it been challenging for you?
At first it was, but then I got used to it because it's a lot of memorization, and you have to have the just determination to want to do it. You shouldn't leave any doubt. If you're doubting yourself at all, you shouldn't even bother doing it because it's worth it and it's for your future anyway. So that's been my mindset this whole year. Just say, I want to do it. Just go out and get it and just finish it. So.
The one thing I'm finding, and you're not the first charter college student I've spoken with over the years, and there's just a passion with all of you about the school and about the program, and it's great to see because you're driven. You kind of enter the program, you know what you want, you go for it, and you get it. And what could be better than that? And I'm sure, Melinda, you're seeing a lot of that with your students. Is that a fair description for most of them?
Yes, and I love seeing the light come on in just their eyes. They gleam. They come in a little intimidated at first, a little scared. But once they get into the program and they feel comfortable, the longer they're in the program, they feel comfortable, and they get excited, and I love seeing that in my students and seeing them walk across the stage and graduate and see their families there and rooting them on and have the support of their families too and loved ones. It's just a wonderful feeling to see them getting it. As an instructor, you love seeing your students catching on to all the math that I'm teaching them, So it's very exciting to see them excited about their new career.
AM 1220 KHTS, your hometown station. Carl Goldman here in the studio talking with the folks of Charter College over on Sierra Highway. As you're driving around Santa Clarita, if you're driving down Sierra Highway between Villa Princesa and Soledad, you'll see Charter College. As you're heading toward Villa Princesa, Charter College is over there on the right near Taco Bell. And Taco Bell's currently closed down over there. I noticed they're doing a little bit of construction. I went by there to pick up lunch one day, and there was no lunch to be found. But Charter's over there, and to my surprise, I just learned today, Charter's been here for 20 years now, since 1991. And as we have been learning in this past hour, that there are a number of different programs, a number of different disciplines in Charter College, and we're going to talk a little bit more about those programs. And Melinda, I'd like you to share some information on some of the newer courses that are open at Charter. We're going to take a short break, so when we come back, maybe you can tell us about some of those new programs and also what's in store for the future with Charter College. Here on your hometown station. Stay with us.
Doctor, I'm